Welcome to the very first episode of VerifiedTitos.ph. My name is Neil, and with me tonight are my two other cohorts, minus one. There's actually three of us. There's Rav and there's Patrick. Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
Evening. Good evening, Titos.
Good evening, Titos. Magandang gabi sa inyo.
Call ourselves Verified Titos PH. Why? Because we've come to that age where we've been there, we've done that, and we're cool about it. See, Patrick is a tito.
I'm in the bandwagon.
Yes, no, you are one of them. Rav is a tito in training. I believe.
Tito in training.
2 years younger, but mukha na siyang tito. Mas mukha siyang tito sa akin. You can check out, what's our Facebook page, Rav?
Yeah, our Facebook page is verified.ph. No, I think, right?
Facebook,
Dash
yeah.
PH.
Dash
.com.
ph.com, yes. I'm sorry. This is my first time to host.
We do have a Instagram, right, Pat?
Yeah, watch verified PH.
Watch Verified PH. All right. So just to this is our first episode. Our fourth member will be hopefully a little bit later, but tonight it's just about you learning a little bit about us and what makes us sort of why you should listen to our opinion. But we don't think you should listen to our opinion. We think you should openly agree or disagree, especially if you're in the same age group as we are, the Tito age group. So I guess I should start off with myself. I currently am one of the morning show hosts at Melo 94.7, and before that, well, just in the early 2000s, I had started off with this small company called Traffic.com, and we used to do traffic reports. I used to do the traffic reports for the morning show of NU 107, Zach and Joe in the morning. And I did that for, about 11 years. I think I quit around to 2011. I also did the traffic reports for 100.3 when it was still called The Hive. I did the traffic reports for, what do you call it? 91.5 when they were still called KYFM. Taglish pa sila nun. I did the reports for RT also, 99.5 RT, where I ended up moving in 2003, and I stayed there for quite a while. And then I left RT in 2012, and I became a motoring journalist, writing about cars and taking photos of cars until I got back into radio in 2016, the end of 2016. So here we are. We like cars, we like tech, and there's a lot of things that maybe you can relate to that we'll be talking about. So to introduce himself, up next would be Patrick or Rav.
Patrick.
Okay.
Patrick.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Patrick. Ano ba? Well, first I was in the call center industry, and then 2009 I joined Top Gear.com.ph. I was the first writer. Stayed there for about 6 years. Then I helped co-produce a TV show for History Channel called Full Throttle. Stayed there for about a season. And then I forgot exactly what year, but I joined carmody.com.ph as the online editor. I ran the website for like 3 years, and now I'm doing this. I also have a blog, the typicalguy.net. Rav.
Okay, it's my turn. Hi, I was Rav. My name's Rav. I'm the youngest in this bunch. And I started w- way back sa motoring. My first job was with Auto Review with Sir Ron De Los Reyes. Then I moved to ABS-CBN, then TV5, then I studied. I went abroad to study directing, m- movie and TV. When I came back, uh, me, Neil, and Patrick started this verified.ph, and now I have a lot of shows, online shows, and commercials. That's it, digital commercials. That's it. Neil?
Anyway, so yeah, so we decided to put this thing together where, since the three of us have, well, the four of us have common interests, we thought, it might be a great thing to, start doing car, tech, food, everything that people in our age group go for. Without the papogi factor kasi hindi naman kami mga pog. But yeah,
Excuse me.
oh yeah, there's one of us, si Patrick. He's super pogi. But yeah, so we'll be over the next few episodes. We'll be talking a lot about not just cars that we're all into, but we'll be talking about food. We'll be talking about tech. We'll be talking about gaming. Ano pa ba, Rav, yung mga pwede nating pag-usapan?
Gaming, mga movies, tsaka mga pagkain. Patrick,
Definitely.
siyempre, importante pagkain eh.
Yeah, lalo si Patrick lives near in Manila, so medyo he's got access to some of the really good places to eat.
Yes.
Yun nga, 'di ba? Because of the pandemic, a lot of things have changed. So I guess the way we get food, the way we tawag dito, biglang nag-pick up yung online gaming, 'di ba?
Mm.
I didn't realize it until I loaded it on my computer na marami palang siraulong naglalaro ng Call of Duty Warzone.
Isa na ako dun. Isa na
Yun,
ako.
I had no idea until I posted it up, and apparently a lot of people play it, and even yung mga classmates ko from high school where I studied abroad are playing it, and they're encouraging me to get into it. Mga BI kayo talaga. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I remember the early days of Counter Strike when I was in Traffic.com, di ba? Uh, what do you call it? It was still ano tawag doon? Patch ba yun? Or
Oo,
some
yung
top
beta.
of
May beta
Half-Life.
pa.
So you needed the base game Half-Life, 'di ba? And then you loaded Counter-Strike on it. Tapos ang dami niyang beta updates. And then you could play against your friends. DDoS yung map na sikat, 'di ba?
Titong-tito Yung counteran pa ang tawag noon.
That's
Hindi pa dotahan.
And then they came out with what's that? CS1 ba 'yon? Counter-Strike 1, yung full standalone game, 'di ba?
Mhm.
So I guess that was fun. And now you've got Call of Duty. Ay, nasanay ako sa Call of Duty, mga campaign eh.
Oo.
So,
Yung
like,
mga di pa uso multiplayer noon time na
na
yun.
culture shock ako sa, what do you call it? Sa multiplayer, dun sa
Sa
uh,
Warzone.
Battle Royale. Oh my God.
Battle.
Every time I spawn, I die. And then gulag.
Gulag.
Anyway, so next one of it, gaming is one of it. We talk about food. Obviously, we like cars, and we're in the car industry. So, I guess just to kick things off, let's talk about some of the launches that the car companies have done during the pandemic. Kasi dati, the car companies would have lavish events. They'd invite
Events,
us
yeah.
to hotels,
Mhm.
buffet spread. There's a big the stage and make performance. They'd unveil the car and the whole thing. And now everyone's at home, but they're still doing launches, diba? So a
Mm.
lot of their launches are online, or all of their launches are online. And siguro, Pat, Rav, you guys can rattle off some of the cars that were launched since uh, the start of the pandemic. Let me just kick it off with I think the Subaru Forester was the last
Online.
no,
Live.
last actual
That's
event
normal lunch.
Normal launch. Yeah.
launch. Tapos Suzuki was supposed to follow up with their XL7 and Espresso, but they canceled it right before the declaration of ECQ, di ba?
ECQ, yes.
So, sometime
So
mid-March.
now after
Yeah.
that, nauso na ang mga digital launch. Nauna
Oh,
yata ang Ford with their Everest, Everest Sport. Then followed by the F-150. Yes, available na F-150 sa
but
Pilipinas.
they
Di ba?
brought the
Hindi pa
F-150
naman.
back.
Yeah.
Uh,
And Pat, ano pa ba yung ibang ano?
Actually, one of the first models that was launched was the Expander Sport, but they canceled because the government declared I forgot what wala pa
Is,
mga MGCQ nun eh. Mga ganun.
but the
oh
government
yeah,
Yeah.
na cancel na yung mga live events. No?
I remember that's the Friday before the declaration. Tama. Naalala ko yun. Ready na tayo dapat nun eh.
Oo nga.
Then, ano pa ba yung mga nilaunch during the ECQ?
Well,
Uh,
they launched their Wigo, their
The
facelifted.
facelift, yeah.
Uh, ano pa ba? They also, well, let's go by brand. They also just recently launched their uh, Corolla. Ano ba yan? Corolla
Corolla Cross.
hybrid. Corolla Cross, yeah. Iba yung naisip. Corolla Cross, which is the hybrid variant of hybrid SUV, crossover
Mhm.
SUV version of the Altis, di ba? The Corolla
Yes.
Altis. So same
Yeah.
platform. It's hybrid. And then they also launched recently their Hilux,
Hilux, yes.
the Hilux and the Hilux Conquest.
Mhm.
Magkasama tayo nun, Pat. When they did that. We're on the way to Cavite. We're watching it online. So yeah, I mean that's how things are now. So you can actually be, without needing to be at home. They've made it possible for you to, basta internet allowing, they've made it possible for us to watch their launches anywhere we are. Ano pa ba?
Uh,
BMW launched
BMW,
their
yes.
2 Series, the 118 Sport hatch, and the 7 Series recently. So for those of you, ako, I can't afford those cars. So
Yeah.
Hmm.
I just
Uh,
like them.
Tsaka Jeep Gladiator. And,
Yeah, the
tsaka,
Jeep Gladiator.
and Land Rover Defender, finally, in
Uh,
Asia.
Waited. Kasi I remember seeing a display of the Defender at the Singapore Motor Show earlier this year, and yeah, wala silang, hindi nila pwede bigay yung spec. They couldn't give it was just on display because it wasn't officially launched. So there was no official spec for Asia yet.
Pero meron na ba dito sa Pilipinas? Wala pa. No?
Wala. Ay, hindi, meron na. There is one, I think.
One only.
I think there's so you
Kaya
have
ba
to.
natin kumuha nun?
I think we can. I think we can ask the guys if they let us look at it. But yeah, they do have one.
Mhm.
They do have one. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes, and meron pa Mazda 100 series na Mazda 3 tsaka Mazda
The
Miata
three
X5.
100 anniversary edition.
Yeah,
100.
congratulations to Mazda for being around for 100 years.
Yes.
Actually, we were supposed to join them before the pandemic to go to Hiroshima and I guess see what kind of activities they had lined up for their 100th anniversary. But yeah, because of COVID, hindi tuloy. But very cool because they've come out 100th year edition of the MX-5 and the Mazda 3. Pretty cool. Ganda.
And also merong Maxus G50.
Yes,
They
Maxus
launched.
is the other British brand in the metro, which is distributed by Ayala. Diba? They've come out with their MPV and loaded with a lot of features. We'll be doing maybe an in-depth dive in these cars that we're talking about as time comes on. And we'll be talking to representatives from the car companies, para they can give us all the details. Recently, also the Mitsubishi has come out with the new Outlander.
Yes.
And
Outlander Piev.
so this is the last day, or kanina was the what do you call it?
The last day of the EV summit.
Yeah, the electric vehicle summit, and I think I do believe the Outlander was there, and also the Nissan Leaf, right?
Yes.
So no
Yeah.
word yet on when Nissan will be bringing in the Leaf, but definitely the Outlander is here, and Patrick got to drive an older version, I think a 2 or 3 year older version of the
Yeah,
Outlander, and
that's right.
we'll be showing you a video on that. Yun,
Soon,
kaya kami nagpunta ng Cavite.
nag,
Pretty cool though. That was very cool, man.
nag-road trip sa Cavite.
Road trip kami, tapos nag-isaw pa kami, di ba? Pat.
Yeah,
Isaw, tengang baboy, pork bark.
nagpahan ng tuna.
Nang
Yeah.
inggit pa kayo.
That's how you do a Saturday afternoon to evening. Galing, galing. Yeah. So what else came out? Well, Kia just teased their Stonic yesterday, which is their subcompact crossover. Uh, Medyo yung presyo niya is sort of, well, it's 675,000 introductory, so that's their pre-launch price. So maraming sasakyan na in that bracket na, if you're thinking about buying a car in that price range, um, you might want to wait until October to spend your
That's
money.
true.
Up to you, but
Yeah,
it's just interesting. The manual variant is 675. I think the LX automatic is 775 or 700. Let me double check. I'll let you know. But yeah, so the pricing is pretty good. The competition between the car companies is getting really really interesting. And I guess panalo dyan naman palagi is the consumers, right? People who are
Yes.
buying cars.
Ang dami na ngayong choices than before. Yung mga panahon ninyo, di ba? Ang panahon ninyo, Mitsubishi lang yata at Toyota ang
I came back here.
Neo,
I came
Neo.
here to the Philippines nung, was it 90, end of 1990, and ilang brands lang yung available. It was Mitsubishi, Toyota, and Nissan.
Nissan, tama. Oo.
Yeah, and then Kia was just new.
Mhm.
Diba? We had a neighbor who had the Kia Pride and it didn't have seat belts.
Mhm.
I had a cousin who drove a Sentra back in the 90s. Walang side mirror sa passenger.
Wala ba? Hindi ko alam.
It was one of those rare Nissan Sentras na diesel. It was a company car and walang side mirror sa passenger side. So that was pretty fun.
So naalala ko nun, mga
Yeah,
Gemini
so mga,
ba,
mga
taxi.
Corolla that time, presyo mga 500,000 lang.
Yeah, pero the value of the money was different.
Yeah,
I mean, the car I used for a long time, Lancer EL, didn't have a radio. We got it without a radio because my uncle thought, let's just put a proper radio in it. Let's not get the one that's stuck, diba?
Wala ding aircon, di ba? Ng mga lumang.
Walang power steering noon. Tapos always windows, diba?
power steering.
Oh, how hard it is to wind up and wind down a window.
Di ganun, no? At minsan natatanggal pa, di ba? Nawawala yung handle na yun.
I had a classmate who had a box type na pag malakas yung sakit, natatanggal yung pang bukas na pangsara ng window. Fall on the floor.
Naalala ko yung kotse na din namin eh. Dalawa lang yung meron. So, hihiramin mo kung gusto mong buksan yung bintana sa likod. Hihiramin mo yung sa harap. Pero mo ako ng pangbukas nun. Iaabot sa'yo ng ito, buksan mo yung bintana. So, yun.
Parang trip nun dati pag may katabi ka. Pag mag-park ka, magbebend yung katabi mo. Tapos ibaba niya yung bintana mo. Kaya naka-power. Hindi kinakita mo ganun.
You just do it really, really slow, man. Yeah. Lalo na pumunta ka sa Green Hills ng Saturday night. Remember those? Did you guys go to Green Hills on Saturday nights?
Hindi pa ako
Oh yeah.
You liar.
naalala hindi pa nga, hindi ko naabutan yun. Naabutan mo, nasunog na yung Viramol eh, nung nagtatambay na ako ng Green Hills eh.
Yeah, there used to be a time when Saturday nights was the place to be in Green Hills. People would go around this time, around 10 o'clock, and car wash. Patambay lang. I mean, nothing. You would just hang out. It was like a car show. May mag-sound trip. Yung mga tropa-tropang scooter or
Mm.
motor. They would go there, hang out.
Panera. Congrats nearby.
Tapos, ano ba yun? Crossroads, no? That parking lot at the back was called the Crossroads. Yeah.
Ayun, panahon ninyo, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hindi,
You know
uso
what?
pa yun.
Everyone would listen to around ano ba yun, 11 or midnight, yung the base hour 89.9 at the time.
Mm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's pretty cool. So everyone's playing the same thing. So you would just like hear it everywhere. Sobrang galing nung idea na yun. It was actually pretty good. The good old days.
Good old. Ano ba yun?
The good old days. Patay tayo dyan. I'm not sure if it's still ongoing, but Toyota just we're doing earlier a live stream of ano ba yun? The 2020
2020.
GR Supra
The GR
G.
Supra Cup.
Yeah, so if you're into e-gaming or esports, maybe next time you can join. Mahilig ka sa Gran Turismo. Ano yung what's the variant they're using? Rav?
G-Spec?
No.
Gran Turismo.
What's the Gran Turismo game? Gran Turismo Sport, right?
Sport, yes, yung latest.
GT6. So
Mm.
sport is different.
So, yung latest na Gran Turismo yung ginagamit nila.
So if you're the kind of person that likes to set up your may manibela, how much do those things cost? You can buy them online eh. Yung pati yung
Medyo mahal yung ganun. Yung ako hanggang ganun lang eh. Hanggang
Oo.
ganito lang ako eh.
racing.
Hindi natin
Kaya
kaya
mga Logitech, 20,000 plus.
20,000. Para kang bumili ng bagong PlayStation.
You know what? The way things are, all these peripherals, pwede ka nang pang-down ng kotse eh.
Exactly.
Oh,
Hindi nga lang kotse, pati motor na. Pwede ka ng bagong motor.
Oh, yeah. So
Speaking of that,
that was brought about also by the pandemic, diba?
yes.
So, they had the VLS Racing Festival na, well, syempre, because of social distancing, cannot be. So they've decided to move it to online gaming.
online.
So they've got some celebs and some influencers and some media people. I turned it down because yung media invite. I really, I'm like, give it to someone who's good at it, because I will die. But if it's a first person shooter, man, I'm there. Let's organize a huge Call of Duty Warzone.
Yeah. Watch party ba?
Hindi, game mismo.
Game mismo.
Yeah.
At saka, pangalan nito, nauso din since pandemic, nauso din yung setup ng mga computers because of the pandemic. So,
Oh yeah, I went with my brother to sa
Gilmore.
Gilmore,
yeah.
and people were fighting over peripherals. They were running out of webcams. Kailan ba to mga? I think around July or June. Nagkakaubusan ng webcam, nagkakaubusan ng case. I mean,
Yeah.
and the prices of components are actually pretty affordable these days. I mean, I remember falling in line sa PC options back in the late 90s. Early 2000, yeah.
Pentium
Diba?
2 ba yun? Pentium 2.
Yeah, Pentium 2. That was the time of the Pentium 2. Voodoo 2.
Old school na yun.
It's Voodoo 2, diba? Pero you know what? You gotta admit,
Mhm.
if you play hardware accelerated, yung OpenGL or Glide, ang ganda ng rendering, really really smooth. Of course, wala na siyang sinabi sa video cards today, and
Yeah.
and all of that. Diba? I mean, Nvidia just came out with the RTX 30s.
3080.
And I was watching Linus Tech Tips,
Yeah,
and
ako
apparently,
din.
if you want the top of the line graphics card, kailangan naka i9.
i9 or Ryzen, maybe
Or
Ryzen 5.
basta yung mga Threadripper or the super multi-core, because you
Mm.
don't want any bottlenecks, right? Tapos 8K. So if you don't game in 8K, which is really pointless in the Philippines anyway, di ba? Doon ka na lang
Mm.
sa ano,
Hi,
sa
Raymond
30
Rabanera.
400G. Uy, Rav. Ay, Ray, si Fafa Mon. Si Fafa Mon.
Ayan.
Ay,
Kamusta po?
we'll get him one of these days. He's one of our friends who does tech. Uy, Rav. Ay, Ray, si Fafa Mon. Si Fafa Mon.
Yung feedback.
Let's I'll get him one of these days. He's one of our friends who does tech.
Mm.
Oh, you're right. Wait,
Sorry.
Eh,
oh, I thought it was me. So, ayun,
ah,
shout outs to our good buddy Fafa Moan. He's also our art director for Autocar Philippines. Oh, I forgot to mention I, do their online stuff. So, yeah. So all this, the pandemic has really caused an upsurge of people buying
computer.
equipment online,
Mm.
computer peripherals. Grabe naglabasan na everything from China actually, 'di ba? You've got
Pati
you
ring
know,
light. Di ba? Nagtumaas bigla presyo ng ring light. Dati, wala pang limang
Yeah,
daan.
yeah,
nabibili
yeah.
ng mga tiyanggi-tiyanggi eh.
Oo. Ngayon, nagtaasan ng presyo ng ring light.
Oo nga,
Right. People are
umabot na
using
sa libo-libo eh.
Kaya nga eh.
it wrong. They're using it like a video light. You should
Mm.
actually have it close to your face. The whole
Yeah.
point sa ring light is para mawala yung shadows.
Shadows. Mm.
It's supposed to be an improved, if you've ever done photography, a beauty dish. Diba, where
Yes.
the flash is projected in a circular pattern para walang shadow sa mukha. And people are using the ring light na malayo, which is
Malayo,
wrong.
tama.
It's cheap. If it works, okay, I guess.
So, yun. Tsaka
Mali!
nga,
Mali.
oh, lumalabas pagka-OC mo.
Judgy
So,
ba? Judgy.
judge. Tapos yun pa, yung mga nauso din ng mga Zoom, Google Meets, Google Classroom. So, yan.
Tama.
Ang daming bago ngayon 2020.
Zoom is around for years na pala eh, and it just really took,
Yes.
di ba? And then all of these, like the software we're using, StreamYard, di
Yeah.
ba? It took off because of
The pandemic.
the pandemic. Everyone's using it. Even the free version of this is actually pretty good, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kahit yung Restream before the pandemic, Restream used to be free. So if you want to simulcast in YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, all platform, it used to be free. Now, may bayad na tong ang Restream.io.
Well, you've got to be thankful na si OBS is still free.
Kaya,
Maraming magpawala if they start charging for you to use OBS.
Neil, Patrick, mayroong question si Raymond.
I'd like to get your opinion on the Suzuki
I would
Espresso.
like to get your opinion on the Suzuki Espresso. Neil, have you driven the
Neil,
Espresso?
ikaw mauna.
Oh, I actually like it. It's para siyang small car na tinaasan, and the price is really good. I'll check on the price later on, but it's in, I think, the 600, below the 600
Below 600. Mga
600
500 yata.
range, 565. We'll double check on that. It's fun to drive. It's spacious. It's economical. What else can you ask for? I mean, sa ngayon, maraming bumibili ng sasakyan kasi practical. And it's a very practical car. And
Maluwang nilikod.
maluwag siya. You can sit three friends in the back, and siguro, yung mga matatanda, tatanungin, kaya ba niyo umakyat ng Baguio? Kaya naman siguro.
90s na
Good
90s.
question.
So you have to go easy going up. I remember, kailan ba yun? We took the Hyundai Eon up to Baguio, and these are parang ganun din, a three-cylinder 800cc car, pero kaya naman niya ang Canon eh. So, um, kaya naman niya. I like the car. It's practical, and Suzuki's fortes are really small cars like the Espresso, so you can't go wrong with it.
K cars. Ika
Kayo,
nga.
guys. Guys.
Ako, nakita ko na sa kapitbahay ko, kulay orange. And ay, maganda siya, mataas, ang tindig. And
Yung
bagay,
kapitbahay mo.
kapitbahay dito sa labas. Sa kabila, nandun lang. So, nakita ko, at saka bagay siya sa roads natin, especially dito sa Commonwealth, pag biglang umulan, may biglang baha. So, kaya niyang mag-cross. I saw already na may nakasabay na ako, malakas yung ulan, then sa baha, nakalusot yung espresso. So, I think,
It's
maganda yan.
518,000.
518,000.
Yeah.
Ang mura.
Pag pipili ka ng kotse dati, may aircon stereo na yan. Okay na yan.
Kia naman, ganun, mga 500 before.
Well,
Kia Pride.
the Lancer I drove in college was yung 1.3 EL when it came out. Was 365.
Hmm.
So at the time, di ba? I mean, if you look at the value of money these days, 518 is not bad at all. Tapos hulugan pa, di ba?
Tama. Mm.
So if we suggest maybe we'll probably bring in an expert on financing and finding the right amount of down payment and monthly hulog, di ba? To help people in the future get their cars. But sobrang tindi ang labanan ngayon ng mga banks and car companies.
Car companies.
Yeah.
mga Chinese car ang mura
China cars are doing really well because they're built better now than before.
than before, yes.
Yes.
Like mga, ano yun?
It's like when the Koreans first came in. People are questioning its reliability, but eventually they improved. They matched the Japanese cars now when it comes to quality. So China will get there.
China, well,
It's almost there.
I think
Yes.
yung catch up ni China was faster than Korea's catch up.
Oh yeah.
Diba? And it's
Definitely.
really surprising because China is picking the right partners and buying the right companies and technology to push themselves forward. I mean, there are a lot of brands out there na hindi mo alam na Chinese pala ang may-ari, di ba?
Totoo.
That's true. One example is
Sorry
Volvo.
for
Volvo is
Volvo.
now owned by Geely. Yeah.
Geely, di ba? So we'll talk about that in another episode kasi interesting din yun. You'll be surprised. And some other brands that are bringing in cars now are made in China, so the pricing is really really good. Kaya yung wala na talaga yung sabihin mo if it's made in China, or remember back in the day if it was made in Taiwan.
Stigma. Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
So now it's really just a matter of even ang labanan ngayon is warranty. So sino yung pinakamatinding warranty ngayon? Si Cherry. Their comeback. Their comeback and their war cry is 10 years or 1,000,000 kilometers for their engine. So talagang
Ford territory is made in China, di ba? So,
yeah. So a lot of car companies have facilities in China now. And a lot of them before were just making vehicles in their facilities for the China market. But I think now they're seeing since these brands are there, the quality is just as good, diba? Like the Volkswagen, the Santana is one of their China-made models, and it's made to the same exacting specs. I don't think the Germans will put their badge on something that's poorly made, diba?
ayun,
Yeah.
may message ulit si Raymond. Thank you po. My friend is asking po kasi balak niya bumili. Will tell her choosing between espresso or Ertiga. So,
Pwede bang i-ahente ko yan? I'm just kidding, but yeah, good luck.
PM.
PM is the key. PM is key.
PM is the key.
Hey, Suzuki is a great brand. Espresso or Ertiga, you can't go wrong. We're not biased or anything. The quality of cars these days are a lot better than my car in the 90s, 25,000 kilometers pa lang, puro kalampag na. But, you find your way around these things and you let the warranty work for you, di ba?
Tama, tama.
Which is another story for another day.
Yeah. So, yan. Wala nang bate. Kung gusto niyo nang bumate, pwede kayo, we're live in Facebook and YouTube. So, if you have
So you
comments,
want to pass the phone.
uh, wag lang kayo mangungutang kasi wala kaming pera. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Also, a lot of us in this generation were able to see the transition from, I believe, exciting yung life namin. I don't know about you, Rav, but, we were able to see analog become digital.
ay,
Diba?
naabutan ko naman yun. Naabutan
Cassette
ko naman yung telepono na,
was
magdadala ka lagi ng,
uh, tapos bumalik sa plaka, parang umatras, no? But it's cool. It's cool. Um, Technology like video games. I remember, naalala mo ba yung Pong? Yung ganun,
oo, naalala.
you
Yung
know, na
ganun lang.
yung squares sa screen, di ba? And now we're playing against people in other countries online,
Yes.
di ba? Ang
Ayun
layo
nga,
ni Pong.
meron ngang, di ba, before masaya ka na sa ang ganda ng graphics. Ngayon, ang mga, mas batang gamers ngayon pag bumaba na yung FPS, nababad trip na. Pero samantalang nung
Oo
panahon
nga.
na,
Did you guys ever have a monochrome monitor?
yes, nabula.
We had an XT. Ano ba yun?
Ano yun, disket pa ba yun?
Yeah, PC XT. We didn't have a hard drive in it.
Mm-hmm.
You needed a DOS disk to boot it up.
Mm-hmm.
So, lalagay mo yung diskette into the drive, turn on the computer, magbo-boot up siya. Pag nag-boot up na, then you can put in the program that you want to use. You know how fast our computer was?
Gaano ka bilis?
Megahertz, man.
Ilan?
XT.
8 megahertz. XT siya, XT. So, if you bought games before compatible with IBM PC XT or AT, so these were the 80086 CPUs ng ng IBM, and the XT was sort of the middle ground. Tapos the AT was the cool stuff. If you had an AT, you had cool shit, man. You could get um, CGA graphics. CGA graphics was 4 colors. It was really crap. Pero masama na. Kasi if you got yourself a color monitor and yung video card was CGA, may color siya. Tapos yung text would be 16 colors.
16 colors lang.
16 colors, man! For your word star. Ewan ko.
Masaya na tayo nun.
Kasi si Word Perfect, may colors din siya. It used the blue background. I remember So, si Word Perfect was advantage of that. Tapos, kung medyo may konting pera ka, pwede kang EGA, which allowed you to get 16 colors for your game. So, I remember, I don't know if you know the game F15 Eagle 2.
Hindi ko na alam yun.
So, it was one of the first games that took advantage of the 256 color VGA card na meron siyang graduated horizon. So I'll look for photos of this when we talk to some computer gamers in another episode. Pero grabe, the way technology has moved forward. Tapos nauso ulit ang retro. So nung 90s, 'di ba, may family computer. Ngayon, bumabalik ang family computer sa isang device na lang.
Hindi, sa cellphone na lang. Minsan nung emulator na sa cellphone, di ba? Pati PS1, may emulator.
Who played Super Mario, stayed up, 3 lives, tapos pag namatay ka, you have to start all over again, di ba?
Prince of Persia daw, according kay Raymond.
Ayan Fafamon! Ano ba yan, PS1?
Hindi, ano yata 'to, Nintendo? Nintendo yata.
Nintendo.
Nintendo SNES pa yata ang pinakaunang
SNES.
Wala akong pambili.
SNES.
Oh, high-tech na yun dati.
What, the 90s were PlayStation 1 era.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
I still have my PlayStation 1.
Ako first ano ko sa PlayStation 1 is yung Final Fantasy 7, yun talaga una kong nilaro.
Ako Resident Evil.
Uh, Ayan, oh, meron pa monochrome CPU days daw.
Yes, those were the days, man. Did you ever play Decathlon sa PC game? Yun yung
Hindi ka.
it was like parang Olympic sports pero you use your keyboard, of course. Kasi nung panahon ng XT, walang mouse.
Uh,
It was all keyboard and keyboard shortcuts and all that.
Ako
Tapos
na
yung
ano,
namin hindi pa 101 keys. Yung function keys nasa left hanggang F10 lang ata or F8.
ako nagsimula na mag-gaming Windows 95 yata. Kasi Windows 3.11, Minesweeper lang at saka ano yun eh. Tapos Windows 95, meron ng, ano pa nga ito, yung pinball, tsaka solitaire, yun.
Oh, pinball was cool. Windows 95.
Tapos yung Encarta na games, tuwan-tuwa ako. Encarta na games. Pinapatulan ko na yun dati.
Encarta.
May games sa Encarta. Hindi ko alam yun. May Encarta kami.
May games sa Encarta.
Pupunta ka ng Green Hills sa Vera Mall para bumili ng games.
Hindi, ako pa noon, nung high school yata. Kasi sa school lang may Encarta. Di ba mahal yung dati kasi, di ba yung box bibilhin mo kung bibili ka ng CD box. So,
Wait, what was that shop in Green Hills? Yung nagbebenta rin ng mga pirated na Encarta and
sa third
Basta
floor sa Bira mo.
Oh, it was on the ground floor.
Hindi ko alam.
Tapos nagka-branch sila sa Timog. Next to icebergs. Yeah.
Meron din. Meron pala. Hindi ko alam.
Wala na rin sila eh. Pero I bought my PS1 from Brochure.
Naalala ko pa din noon pagka paano to? May tumawag, bigla na mapuputol internet mo. Yung bad trip yun.
Yeah, or if your mom would pick up the extension, di ba, and you're connected. Well, hindi na download ko! Oh my God. You know what? So, di ba, wala pang YouTube noon. So, I would watch my movie trailers off quicktime.com.
Oo nga, yung QuickTime noon.
Download. And yung download for a 2-minute, I remember Star Wars Episode 1. That was the first trailer I downloaded, pare. 4 hours, man, for 25 megabytes.
25 megabytes.
25 megabytes, pero sulit, man. Sulit.
Ayan, may comment ulit si Raymond. Game & Watch na una, hihi. Papay and Octopus daw.
Actually, nauna si Kong. Pero, yeah, see, Game & Watch, I had, what do you call it? Donkey Kong. Yung
Naalala ko ba, pupunta akong Cubao para tumingin doon sa Game & Watch. Eh. Sa Cubao lang merong bentahan ng Game & Watch noon. Naalala ko.
Saan doon?
Malapit sa Isitan. Dinadala ako ng mama at papa ko doon dati.
Nice.
yung naalala ko, siya, yung watch store siya. So, madaming binibentang relo. So, may Game & Watch sa stand.
Kasi yung Game & Watch, relo naman siya talaga eh. Diba? It's essentially a digital watch and alarm na may game. So,
tsaka nauso din yung elementary, di ba? Yung rerenta ka dun sa mga fan ng Game & Watch. Mag-renta ka ng Game & Watch.
Yung may mga cart na, alam ko yung nakikita ko dati yun pag fiesta.
Yun.
Yung mga sa simbahan, yung may tinutulak na maliit na cart tapos may nakatali na Game & Watch.
Yun. Alala ko pa yun. Tapos pag time na, hatakin ng manong. Kasi may tali siya. Time ka na. Alam mo yun, ganun, Pero ngayon, mga bata, lahat naka-iPad na. Tayo, Game & Watch, tuwan-tuwan tayo.
And, if I don't know, I think Now kids don't go out.
Mm.
They don't go out, get sweaty, get dirty, fall down,
Eh,
get cut.
bawal sila din lumabas ngayon. Yun din
Hindi
ang
ngayon.
problema.
I mean before, di ba?
Before the pandemic. Tama.
Oh, by the way, it's Saturday night, so if you guys are feeling thirsty,
Yeah. Ayun, kaya sobrang nakakaano din, nakakamiss yung mga ganong era natin.
yeah. So we'll be talking a lot about things like that when we talk to people who experienced the different times, how it is now. We'll talk to kids now also, see what they think about their parents or their uncles, titos, and titas talking about the old days. How is it that confusing?
Mm.
But I mean, when you think about it, then technology is also making a comeback, di ba? Bumabalik ang mga turntable, um, you know, mga amplifier with tubes. I mean, a lot of retro technologies
Yeah,
coming.
yeah.
They are a lot better, di ba, Pat? And it's
I think there was a news nga recently na for the first time vinyl discs oversold CDs.
Oh,
No,
uh,
mas bumenta plaka
bumenta
kaysa
pa.
CDs.
Oh.
although I wanna ask people in the know about um, records, yung mga plaka. If are these still made from the original analog masters or are these made from digital masters? In which case, kahit analog yung pagdinig mo, it's still reading music that was transferred, that was recorded digitally, di ba?
Mm.
Yeah.
So, curious lang. I mean, I'm not a purist or anything by any stretch, pero, it's always interesting. I mean, nakakamiss nga yung mga plaka dati, yung mga luma, yung
Oh,
and I
actually,
mean,
there was a news yata about a year or two ago na a big stockpile of master tapes got burned.
oh man, hassle.
Sayang.
Para sa LA yata.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of the raw masters are interesting to listen to, but kasi tuloy-tuloy yun eh. You could hear the behind the scenes and a lot of unreleased stuff or a lot of old versions, di ba? Yun yung interesting eh. That kind of humanizes a lot of artists, especially those artists that have passed away na. Pag
Yeah.
may narinig kang mga old recordings, original raw recordings, di ba? Ganda pakinggan.
Mm. Yeah. Tsaka ngayon nakita ko, may friend ako na merong mahilig sa plaka. Meron pa siyang Star Wars ngayon na plaka na may TIE Fighter pag umiikot, inilawan mo, may lumalabas na parang 3D na TIE Fighter. Tsaka
Oh,
Millennium Falcon. Sabi ko, astig naman yan.
High-tech yun ah.
like it for the music or for the novelty effect?
Parehas. Kasi iba rin yung tunog ng plaka. Doon narinig ko yung tunog eh, sa digital na ano. Sobrang ganda ng tunog, pati yung highs and lows, rinig na rinig mo maayos. So,
Well, speaking of Star Wars,
Mm.
there's may naglabas ng original 1977 na Finorke. Wow, is that even a word? Finorke. Inano nila, they converted to 4K the original uh, non-special edition, A New Hope.
Mm.
And it's in 4K na sa mga 40 gigabytes ata yun or something.
40 gigs.
Yeah, yun nga, it's for people who who claim, who like the fact na untouched as it was. Yung wala na yung kalokohan ni George Lucas na nilagay si Jack. I think personally, I think the original non-special edition or non-specialized they call it is actually better than the special edition Star
Yeah.
Wars. So may mga gumagawa nun. I think may gumagawa rin ng nung Empire Strikes Back now, but I think it's 4K 77. Project 4K
Wow.
77. I won't say where you can download it. Pero you know, but yeah,
Message nga, message nga.
search your 4K 77. It's a huge download. And the guys who put it together went to so much trouble as to finding original film stock from cinemas,
Mm.
and even trying to find the original film stock from the cutting room, yung ganon. So yung iba, galing sa yung mga pinalabas sa sine, tapos iniscan nila, and they cleaned it up and they fixed the colors, and they were able to find, compile enough original footage and put it up as 4K.
Grabe, 4K.
Grabe, no? That would be so cool. Pati yung
And
audio ata inayos din.
tsaka nakita ko din, meron ding resurgence ng mga photographer na gumagamit ng film. At kaya si Kodak ay nagbebenta na ulit ng film.
Well,
Dati
great. Because, di ba, Kodak went bankrupt because of, yun nga, digital.
digital. Pero ngayon, bumabalik na.
Pero
Kasi
alam, naalala ko na uso yan nung ano nung panahon ng Lomo in the early 2000s, remember?
mm,
Where people were buying these old plastic Russian-made cameras, tapos
uh,
using expired film. Diba? Either
yes.
expired film or yung mga plastic lenses to just come up with some really, really good artistic shots.
Mm,
Minsan nga may konting leak pa ng light dun sa where the film is stored para
mm,
just looks it just looks really cool.
kaya,
Tapos may wide pa nga eh. Yung super wide na lomo na tinilt mo ng konti, nag-ano yung parang horizon.
kaya I think dyan din nauso ang Instagram dahil din sa Lomo, di ba? Kasi di ba, doon naman nagsimula Instagram, parang ganun yung feel.
Oh,
Ngayon, sila nag-iba.
Oo.
filters in Instagram, di ba, are
Mm,
like that. Then,
na,
not sure if people still use filters.
meron pa rin na. Hindi,
Kasi may no filter.
hashtag no filter.
Filter, di ba?
Oo. Ngayon, uso ngayon yung anime naman sa TikTok, di ba? Yung filter na anime.
God, don't get me started. TikTok. Rap,
Yeah.
nagtitiktok ba?
Hindi. Ikaw.
Nagtitiktok.
Ikaw.
No. I can't bring myself to do it.
Ikaw, Patrick. Si Patrick kaya, baka nagtitiktok si Patrick.
Feeling ko, ano yan, closet TikToker.
Hmm.
So, yun. Ano ba yung mga upcoming nating Neil?
Well, you know what?
Episodes?
We'll be talking to a lot of people on how they've adapted to the pandemic, and especially to those who are working less or who have lost their jobs in our age group, to find out how they've adapted. Um, we'll talk to some people who have some cool jobs. I mean, there are people who are still working, and kids are still going
Wala
to
na si DJ Neo.
hello, hello.
Nandito.
I mean,
Nandito siya.
yeah. So
Ano ba sa'yo? Wala
have I
siya.
frozen?
Nandito. Hindi, you're still live.
Yeah, so, diba? So we'll find out about that.
Mhm.
Things like that. Food. We'll sample some of the creations that some of our friends have made. We'll bring them on and ask them kung ba't ganun yung recipe nila, I guess. Um, all that fun stuff. We'll talk about movies. If you're into series, I'm very excited about The Mandalorian, and there's a lot of controversy surrounding that. So we'll talk about that in the future. Yun.
And
Maganda
some
yun.
celebrity guests, di ba?
We'll have some celebrity guests because, of course, our fourth, who couldn't make it today, is a celebrity in his own right. So,
Yes.
Red Star.
Hmm. And may
We'll talk
mag-guest
about cars. We'll talk about tech, the new stuff that's coming out now. Technology is amazing, but minsan nasa iyo na rin yun how you use it, diba?
Yes.
Doesn't necessarily make life easier.
Yes,
Diba?
tama. Mhm.
So it really depends.
Rab. Hero 9, kailangan magkakaroon.
GoPro Hero 9, yes, kaka-launch lang. Masyado, may GoPro Hero 4 naman ako eh. Gumagana pa naman. So,
I, they copied na the DJI action cam with the
Ay,
screen in front, diba?
yeah. may Osmo Pocket naman ako eh. Ba't ako kukuha ng Hero 9? Sa,
So took him a while.
paano ko gagamit ng Hero 9 ngayon? Nasa loob lang tayo ng bahay lagi.
Mhm.
Habang nagdidilig ka, may ano, Hero 9 ka siya.
POV.
POV, habang naguhugas ka ng kotse,
Pag nag-ugas ng pinggan or nagluluto. Right.
Hero 9.
How much is the price of the Hero 9 in the
I think
States?
$499.
Wow. It's a lot.
And then,
When,
let me check.
when the Osmo Action came out, that was $350.
300. Yeah, it's 449. Sorry.
449. But it shoots 4K, diba?
Yes, 4K na.
But so does the Osmo Action and the Osmo Pocket. They all shoot 4K.
Yes, 4K na rin. Pero
Pero yung
pinagmamalaki ni Hero 9, ano, stable na siya kahit wala siyang gimbal. So nakita ko naman yung shots, sobrang
Yes,
stable.
if I remember correctly, naka-K eh.
Naka 8K ba?
kaya ba mag 8K or 6K? I'm not sure. But you know what? I one of the features that I saw na nagustuhan ko sa Hero 9 is the horizon leveling. So
Mm.
if you've got your cam at gumagalaw, the
Mm.
horizon will always stay steady. So you can either have it steady with you, yung regular stabilization, or I remember seeing a video of a guy in a plane nag
Mm.
barrel roll siya and the horizon stayed steady pero siya yung umiikot.
Wow!
So okay yung it's got a lot of interesting applications. Sure.
So,
Maganda.
makabili nga naman. Ganun.
May
Yeah,
magagamitan ba
tsaka I
tayo?
think ang bago rin yung two screens, ano? Harap sa likod may screen na eh.
May screen na. Kaya, mag-iingay natin. Tingnan natin. Sana naririnig tayo ng mga kaibigan natin sa car industry. Baka naman. Baka naman, di ba? Ano ba?
Yeah, so yun nga. Wait, I just pulled out my
Hero 9?
no, Osmo. It has a screen in front.
Oh!
Nauna talaga si Osmo. So
Action.
it's got the big screen in front and it's got a screen in the back. Oh wait.
Mm.
Oh yun. So
Ayun, no?
you can see yourself.
So, pwede mo nang i-ano yung sarili mo.
Yeah,
I-frame.
they had a firmware update na pwede nang tawag dito. They used to have a really long lag. So umikli ng konti yung lag and it's improved. So
Kaya
ganda ng
sa akin, ito, laking tulong pa rin hanggang ngayon eh.
Yeah.
Super gamit na gamit.
They've come out with a new wide angle lens for that.
Yeah.
Because
Oo nga.
the first what's this Ulanzi lens that just clips onto the Osmo pocket. Parang pag hindi nag-align, malabo siya. So they've come out with a new wide angle lens that kahit anong lagay mo will always fit properly. I think
Is
it's
that the
like
new one? New one ba yun? O yung old
no,
one?
this is the old one. This is the old one. I also have the Osmo Pocket. So okay sana because the Osmo Pocket has a really narrow field of view.
Mhm.
Pero with this, okay, but see, since the screen is so small, you can't really verify until you've already loaded it up on your computer, diba?
Mhm.
Ayun. So, I'm
Ayun.
still happy with this. Galing.
And di ba we will going to guess some industry experts then and industry sino pa bang mga car enthusiasts, di ba? Neil?
Oh yeah. We'll talk to a lot of people from the tuning side, from the manufacturer side.
Yeah.
Find what's going on with them and what they've got coming up. Especially if there's some launches coming up soon. We'll also talk to our friends from the different car companies of the launches that they just did months
Mm,
back. So yeah.
cool. Cool. Okay. Hindi
Well,
any.
I think we should call it a night. What do you think?
Yes. Ikaw, Patrick, any last messages?
Wala naman lang. The only thing I'd say is one of the things I appreciate with the quarantine is ang daming lumabas ng mga food na nagbebenta.
Mm-hmm.
Either to Facebook or what.
Mm-hmm.
Yung iba dun, friends pa natin sa industriya.
Oh, tama.
Actually, yeah, ang dami talagang nagbebenta ng food ngayon. In more ways than one. Some are cooking their own, some are bringing it in from the provinces, yung mga longganisa, mga chicharon.
Chicharon.
True.
It's really good. And you know what? If you have
Yes.
friends, help them out, 'di ba?
Yes. Buy local.
Yeah, at saka yung bibili ka rin naman you might as well get from a friend.
Tama, tama. Mhm.
Tapos nauso bigla yung ube pandesal, di ba?
Siya, sarap.
Ano nauso ube pandesal, baked
Sushi bake.
sushi bake. I haven't had that yet. I haven't tried that yet. Sushi bake, ano pa ba?
Yung chicharong backfat sa kaibigan natin.
As kay Luke.
Luke, kung
Luke,
nakikinig ka,
Hey, Luke.
hey, Luke.
panalo yung chicharon mo.
Can have butcheron, yung chicharon
Butcheron.
bituka. Oh, it's so good.
Ayan.
Yeah, next time we should have food. We do this.
Yes. We need.
We should have food. Anyway, our next episode next week, I believe, we'll be having a guest, Rav,
Yes,
from EVAP.
Evap
And
and Mitsubishi.
this is Mark
Yes.
of Mitsubishi. So
From
we'll probably have them over to talk about electric cars and the plug-in hybrid and how this weekend went with
Yes.
EVAP. So there you go.
Okay. See you guys.
So that was our first episode of
First
Verified
episode.
Titos PH. Hope you liked it. We've got more coming up. Please like and subscribe and follow us again. Our Instagram, Pat, is
Yeah, watch Verified PH.
right, and our Facebook, Rav.
It's facebook.com/verifiedph.
All right. And on that note, time for us to go. We'll catch you again next week. Have a good
Okay.
one.
Night.